there's one reason to smile, it's when you look up out at night. You're fortunate enough to drink in a vista.
Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today is the day for another 3 Looks 1 palette video. This week I played with the Morphe James Charles palettes. A lot of you guys have been requesting that I do a 3 Looks 1 palette with this palette, so here you go. This is what the inside looks like. I love all the colors in this palette. I understand that it is a very large palette. A lot of us, myself included, actually do not like necessarily dealing with giant palettes. Sometimes it can be very overwhelming. I actually found myself a little stumped on which looks to even do because there are literally so many options. I tried to do pretty vastly different looks. Hopefully that worked out. You really do have everything you need with this palette. It's obviously not compact, but if you're able to just kind of stick it in a bag, this is a very good palette to travel with because you really wouldn't necessarily need much else. There are 39 shades in this. It retails for $39. That is $1 per shade. I feel like that's a very good deal, considering you do get a very wide variety of colors. The only thing I wish this palette had were more of these really pretty, almost sheer glittery colors. I used this in my second look. They aren't super pigmented off the bat, but if you layer them on top of a darker shadow, they are so pretty. So I almost wish a couple of these transition-y, boring brown shades could have gotten replaced with more of those really pretty toppers, but that's my really only complaint. I don't have too much trouble with this palette. You'll see in my first look I had a little bit of trouble with the blue, getting it to blend out in my outer corner, but I think it was my fault. One, because I have been doing a lot of pre-filming. I've been doing a lot of makeup, putting it on, taking it off, multiple looks in the same day. So my eyes are very irritated. They really don't want to be wearing makeup. And I think I overblended, which can happen. You can definitely overblend shadows. But for the most part, I really don't have problems. I don't have issues with the purples, the greens, the blues, anything like that. The neutrals are obviously fine. Most neutrals and most palettes are. But anyways, as you saw from the intro, I did this really cool smoky, dark, reddish, vampy look. I did that really cool purpley, shimmery, smoky eye. And then I did that really cool bluey, tealy, glittery kind of look. If you want to watch me create them, then just keep watching. Starting this look off with Cola, I'm taking that shade and I'm going to be packing it on the inner and outer corner of the eye and dragging it through the crease, just trying to lay that pigment down pretty much right in that area. I don't really want to blend it out just yet. I'll be blending that out with another shade later on. I'm just working on getting the pigment laid down first off. I really want this heavily built up in the outer corner specifically, and I'm also going to be taking that shade and dragging it underneath the lower lash line as I always do. You know how it goes. Next, with the shade Mary, I'm just going to be taking a teeny tiny blending brush and blending right above where we were laying down that Cola shade. Just taking my time with very small, light motions and, just taking it all around that perimeter of the blue shade. I ended up going back and forth with the blue and that Mary shade a lot, to the point where it was getting a little odd and splotchy in the outer corner, but it was partially because of my eye irritation of doing too much makeup and because I think I overblended. But it's okay, I ended up throwing glitter on it regardless, so it doesn't really matter, but just be careful. Don't overblend like I did. You can avoid overblending by just knowing when to stop. If it seems like it's okay, don't think it can be better. Sometimes you just have to learn to stop. Next, I'm taking my Colourpop No Filter Concealer and I'm dragging that across the lid and looking up to see where I need to cut the crease. And I'm just doing a half cut crease with this look. I'm stopping this right about where those blues really begin to deepen. And then I'm taking the shade Acapella and I'm going to be packing that right on the edge where the matte blue and the concealer meet. And then I'm going to take the shade Cape Cod and I'm just going to lay that down in the center of the eye right up against where the Acapella shade is, and I'm just going to go back and forth between the two shades to blend it out right where they meet. Next, with the shade Sister, I'm going to be packing that heavily in that first third of the eye, and again going back with the other brush with Cape Cod to help buff and blend that little merge together. And I'm also going to go and pack Sister in the inner corner of the eye. Next, taking my NYX Glitter Primer, I'm just going to pack some of that in the outer corner of the eye. This is my favorite way to place glitter. And then I'm taking the Down Under glitter from Orglamix, and I'm packing that on the outer corner of the eye. I love this shade, and I feel like the colors of this glitter really go well with this eye look. Just sporadically placing it in the outer corner, creating almost a glitter wing, so to speak. Then I'm taking my Flutter Lashes Stormy lashes and my Colourpop Alyssa Ultra Satin lip. I'm popping that on my lips, and that'll be it for this first look.
And for one moment just contemplate. It appears that heaven's been abandoned.
For this next look, I'm starting with the shade Love That, and I really do love that. I think this is such a beautiful berry shade. And I'm just running that in the inner and outer corner and through the crease just with a teeny tiny brush so it's nice and precise in the crease. This is going to end up being a very rounded smoky look, so I'm just getting that foundation laid down, and I'm also tucking this underneath that lower lash line as I do. Next, with the shade Single and just a larger pencil brush, I'm just using very small circular motions and blending right above where we were blending out Love That. I used a lot of patience and a lot of time and a lot of really small light-handed motions, so this could be very, very blended and blown out and very precise as far as a smoky eye could be. I really feel like my slow work paid off. I really like how this look came out in the end. Next, with the shade Pinkity Drinkity, these names are so funny. I'm taking a larger blending brush and I'm just blending right above where we were blending those other shades out. Just kind of repeating the same steps, help create that gradient and that nice soft transition from the berries to the purple to the pink, you know, just getting that blend out there. Again, I'm using lots of small motions, lots of light-handed strokes just to create that blend very softly. I know that sounds like I'm reiterating, and I am. I'm just trying to stress exactly what I'm doing. And then I'm just going back with previous brushes just to help with the outer corner because I wanted it a little more winged out in the end. Next, with the shade Spooky, I'm just simply packing this all over the lid. Really nothing crazy innovative here. I'm just trying to lay this black shade down all over the lid because I'm going to lay another shade over top of it. I actually really enjoy this black eyeshadow. I feel like it's really black and really easy to work with. And then I'm just taking that second pencil brush we used just to help diffuse that line. And then going back with that third blending brush to blend it out even more. Next, with the shade Artistry, this is the star of the show. I laid this down all over that black and I am obsessed with how that shade looks on top of a black base. It is so pretty. I would wear this every single day of my life. It's so nice. I'm just taking that third blending brush to help blend that out again. Next, with the shade Ringlay, I'm simply just popping that in my inner corner. This is such a good highlight shade. And then I'm taking my Flutter Lashes Cat Eyes Lashes and my Jeffree Star Nathan Mini Liquid Lipstick and popping that all over my lips, and that'll be it for this look. Starting this last look off with Benny, I'm just going to be taking that and packing that heavily in the outer corner and the inner corner and carrying it through the crease. I mean, pretty much starting this look off the exact same way I started off the other two, actually. Just really laying that pigment down, and I'm going to be blending it out with another shade later. And I'm also going to be going and tucking it underneath the lower lash line, as I always do. Next, I'm taking You're Kidding, and I'm just going to be blending that right above where we were just placing that Benny shade, just to really bring some more red into this look. I loved how this looked all blended out. It was so pretty. But I'm just taking that with really small light-handed motions and blending right above the Benny in the crease and underneath the Benny in the lower lash line area. Again, just taking my time, small circular motions, lots of patience. I put a lot of patience into these three looks, guys. That's the moral of the story. Next, I'm taking the shade Arrested with a slightly bigger blending brush, and I'm just blending that right above where we blended You're Kidding. And this is just, I feel like, really tying it together. It brings a lot of extra warmth to the look, but I'm just taking that all in the crease and underneath the lower lash line. And I really put a lot of heavy focus in the outer corner and the inner corner, just to, you know, give it that grunge effect. Then I went back and packed some more Benny right there in the outer corner just to intensify it and make it even more deep. Next, I'm taking Shook, and I'm just placing that all in the lid area, heavily focused in the inner corner portion, which you'll see right here, and then just carrying it and blending it into that Benny shade in the outer corner. Then I just went back with the brush I used for You're Kidding to help buff and blend everything together. Next, I'm taking the shade So Good to pop in my inner corner, and I felt like this was a perfect little gold highlight to this warm, rusty look. And then taking my NYX Epic Ink liner to draw a really big wing. Of course, this is optional, you don't have to do it, but I only did one wing this time, guys, so Be proud. And then I'm taking my Slayer lashes and my Jeffree Star Dominatrix liquid lipstick and popping that on my lips, and that'll be it for this third and final look. That's it. Those are my looks. Let me know which look was your favorite. I think the second look was my favorite, the really pretty glittery purpley eye look. I really liked that one. I think it came out really cool. As far as this palette goes, I feel like if you're looking for a good variety of a palette and you don't mind that it's a large palette, I think it's a good buy just because it is really affordable for the amount of colors you do get. It's easy to play with in the sense that you only have to open that one palette to have a variety of options. Again, it can be a little overwhelming, but if you just kind of can get past that a little bit, it's not a bad palette at all. Looking at this palette now, I wish I would have showcased this really pretty olivey grungy brown color. I know that's so boring, but that is my kind of color. I'm totally, probably one of these days just gonna wear that smeared all over the lid and smoked out, and that's it, because I think it's such a pretty color. I love those ugly grungy colors so much. What do you guys think? Do you like this palette? Is it a palette that you plan on getting at any point? Let me know. Let's chat about it. If you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram. It's beautbean. Follow me there. I post every single day, and don't forget to subscribe here before you leave. I post every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday normally, but starting this Sunday in 2 days, I will have a week straight of Christmas looks. I'm calling it Merry Beanmas, and I'm really excited. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.